We all love church. It's a place of worship, a place of peace, and if we're being honest, it is sometimes the most unpredictable place on earth, especially when you involve the children. I was at service recently during the children's moment. You know the part? The pastor sits on the steps, gathers all the kids around, and tries to give a 5-minute lesson that usually involves a metaphor. Everything was going great. The sanctuary was quiet. The pastor was being very gentle. He looked at a 5-year-old boy in the front row and asked, "Does anyone have a special prayer request they'd like to share with the church today?" Now, usually this is where a kid says something sweet, like, "I want to pray for my goldfish," or "I want to pray for my grandma." But not this kid. This kid looked the pastor dead in the eye, took the microphone with the confidence of a CEO, and said, "I need everyone to pray for my dad because he used a grown-up word this morning when the cat tripped him on the stairs." The silence was deafening. You could hear the hum of the air conditioner. You could hear the collective gasp of the deacons. I looked over at the dad, and I've never seen a human being turn that specific shade of emergency flare red before. He wasn't just embarrassed, he was contemplating a name change and moving to a different state. The pastor, bless his heart, didn't even blink. He just nodded and said, "Well, we all need grace when we trip, don't we?" But the kid wasn't finished. He leaned back into the mic and said, "And also, he said the preacher talked so long that the pot roast is going to be a brick by the time we get home." At this point, the congregation lost it. The choir was shaking. The ushers were hiding behind the back pews. Even the pastor started laughing. Because at that moment, we were reminded of two very important things. First, God has a massive sense of humor. And second, kids are the ultimate truth tellers that keep us humble. Proverbs says that a joyful heart is good medicine. And I think sometimes we take ourselves a little too seriously in the pews. We try to look perfect, we wear our Sunday best, and we act like we never trip over the cat or worry about the pot roast. But God knows our hearts, and apparently, our kids know our secrets. So, if you're having a rough week and you're worried about your integrity and uprightness, like we've been praying about, just remember, as long as you haven't been outed by a 5-year-old on a hot mic, you're doing just fine. Smile a little today. God loves your worship, but I'm pretty sure He loves your laughter too.